and thanks for joining us. This is the Signature TV 30 Minutes. I am Damilola Abudu. In the headlines, NCCC says 47.8 million NINs collected by mobile operators. Federal government to resume school feeding scheme in February. Federal Inland Revenue Service meets 98% of 2020 revenue target. And now the details. The Nigerian Communication Commission says a total of 47.8 million NINs have been collected by the mobile operators in the current NIN-SIM linkage exercise. In a statement in Abuja on Tuesday, the Commission said at an average of 3 to 4 SIMs per subscriber, many millions will be linked up before the deadline in February 2021. The statement signed by Dr Ikechukwu Adinde, Director of Public Affairs of the Commission, said the Technical Implementation Committee under the Ministerial taskforce has acknowledged the significant progress in the ongoing NIN-SIM linkage exercise. As the deadline for telephone subscribers with national identity numbers to register their SIM cards with the identity numbers elapsed on Tuesday, mobile operators said that SIMs with unlinked but submitted NINs would be blocked. The Chairman, Association of Licensed Telecommunications Operators of Nigeria, Adebayo, spoke on behalf of the telecommunications companies, including Airtel, MTN, Globacom, and Nine Mobile. He said subscribers who have NIN and have delivered the number to their service providers with acknowledgement and forwarded to NIN-SIM will not be disconnected. Adebayo said the penalty would be mainly for those who do not have the NIN and who were unable to deliver their NINs to their service providers. The media head to the Communications Minister, Uwa Suleiman, said an extension of the January 19th deadline remains uncertain. The federal government says it will resume the national homegrown school feeding program across the country by February. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiya Farouk, disclosed this on Monday in Abuja at the 4th annual review of the scheme. She said the school feeding scheme will begin immediately school resumes, and payments will be made at the 3rd week of the month. Farouk said additional 5 million pupils, including children in non-conventional educational settings, would be added to the scheme. The federal government said it has given a grant of 20,000 naira each to about 247 female cattle breeders in Kebbi State under the aegis of Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association through the special cash grant for rural women. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiq Umar Farouk, in a statement by a senior special advisor on media, Nneka Anibezi, explained that the funds were distributed to improve the economic well-being of the female cattle breeders. She explained that the federal government's special cash grant for rural women has so far been launched in 16 states, including Plateau, Sokoto, Imo, Ebonyi, Nasarawa, Kebbi, Katsina, Bauchi, Taraba, Ekiti, Ondo, Adamawa, Gombe, Kano, Jigawa, and Zamfara states. Delta State Governor Dr Ifeanyi Okowa has decried the rising cases of kidnapping, killings and attacks on clergymen and worship centers in the country. The governor spoke at a security seminar tagged Securing Worship Centers and Clergymen in Contemporary Nigeria, organized in Asaba. The governor, represented by Commissioner for Information, Eindu Haniagu, stated that while security agents were working hard to apprehend perpetrators of heinous crimes, it had become imperative to equip church leaders and families with basic knowledge of personal security and safety at places of worship. The Bayelsa State House of Assembly on Tuesday debunked rumors in certain quarters that it had concluded plans to impeach Governor Doye Diri. The chairman asked Committee on Information, Orientation and Strategy Tare Pori denied this speculation at a press briefing in Yenagoa. He said the rumored impeachment move against Diri was vexatious and unfounded, as well as an attempt to distract the sixth assembly. The All Progressive Congress APC Caretaker Convention Planning Committee has directed Lai Mohammed, Saraki, and Abdulrazak to return to the North Central Zone for reconciliation. The major stakeholders behind the crisis last week had stormed the National Secretariat of the party for a reconciliation meeting, with their supporters that halted activities at the party. Although the key actors failed to speak to newsmen after the meeting, chaired by James Akpanudo-Edehe, secretary to the Caretaker Committee, the Niger State Governor, Abubakar Bello, promised that the stakeholders will be very fair to the warring factions, warning that the interest of the party will, however, be considered first. The Federal Inland Revenue Service says it realized 98% of the revenue target set for it by the federal government in the revised target occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic. The chairman of the service, Mohammed Nami, stated this in Abuja on Tuesday while briefing the press on the performance of the service in the 2020 fiscal year. Signature TV correspondent now reports. In the 2020 budget, the federal government had set a revenue target of over 8 trillion naira for the Internal Revenue Service. However, as a result of the effect of the COVID-19 on the economy of the country, the target was revised to over 5 trillion naira. Briefing the media on Tuesday, the Inland Revenue Service said it achieved 98% of the revised target.
For the first time in recent memory, non-oil tax revenue accounted for almost 70% of contribution to Federation account. This means that the service collected 109% of non-oil revenue in 2020, which is 9% higher than the previous years. In other words, the oil which used to contribute over 50% in tax returns through the petroleum profits tax in previous years accounted for only 30.6% contribution to the tax revenue generated by federal inland revenue in the year 2020.
Chairman of the service, Mohammed Nami, told the press that he took over a revenue service that was in disarray. He said the situation, coupled with the economic disruption caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, created challenges in revenue generated by the service.
Inherited a disoriented organization with majority of the staff having low morale, mainly as a result of underutilization of staff productive capacities. Now dreaded COVID-19 pandemic befell us and disrupted economic activities globally. I also had a grapple with the waivers granted in the Finance Act.
Mohammed, however, attributed the modest success recorded by the service to the reforms initiated by his administration and expressed optimism that if Nigerians are diligent in paying their taxes, the FIRS would do even better.
Without the commitment of taxpayers in the country, who work hard and diligently to meet their tax obligation, my tax would have been tough. I also relied on my dedicated staff nationwide for their support and devotion to work, which made this performance possible despite the numerous obstacles encountered by the service in the year 2020. As we begin this year's fiscal journey, I'm optimistic that the year 2021 will be better than 2020. Although this year's target is yet to be set, all things being equal, we expect to perform exceedingly well, given that our service reforms are expected to yield greater dividends in the course of the year.
The federal government removed former chairman of the service, Tunde Fowler, and appointed Mohammed Nami in his place. The Federal Inland Revenue Service has been accused of working with companies, especially the international oil companies, to underestimate their taxes, leading to fall in revenue realization and undermining of the federal budget. Damilola Abudu, Signature TV, Abuja. The Federal Road Safety Corps has confirmed that 3 persons died while several others were injured on Tuesday in a tanker explosion on IBB Boulevard in Abeokuta around 8 a.m. The FRSC sector commander in Ogun, Ahmed Umar, who confirmed the incident, said that 5 vehicles and 2 motorcycles were burnt in the incident. Umar said that the accident involved a tanker loaded with premium motor spirit, which fell and caught fire. Said the cause of the accident was still under investigation. Mr. Femi Ogunbanwo, the Commissioner for Special Duties, who was at the scene of the incident, said government would wait for reports from relevant agencies before responding appropriately. Now let's join Obomanu Marvelous for stock market report.
For details, visit www.signaturetv.org. Signaturetv.org. News in your pocket.
Thank you, Damilola Abudu. And now for the stock market report. At the close of trading on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange on Tuesday, investors lost 16.84 billion naira after a 39.535 billion naira loss on Monday. The loss was driven by a fall in the price of Access Bank share and 10 other companies. The equity capitalization consequently fell to 21.474 trillion naira from 21.49 trillion naira, a 16.84 billion naira loss. All share index also fell from 41,082.38 points to 41,051.62 points, a 0.7% decline. The number of shares that was traded on the floor was 525.6, valued at 5.337 billion naira on the performance side. Zenith Equity was the most, trading 28.524 million shares, valued at 745.993 naira. Access Bank stood behind Zenith, trading 19.341 million shares. Wapik PLC gained most among other 43 gainers, while Japol Gold PLC topped the loser side. And that's the stock market report for this Tuesday evening. Over to you, Damilola Abudu.
For details, visit www.signaturetv.org. Signaturetv.org. News in your pocket.
On the foreign scene, foremost political economist Professor Pat Utomi has said that the incoming administration of U.S. President-elect Joe Biden won't oppose the candidacy of Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala in the race for the Director General of the World Trade Organization. Utomi, who stated this in an interview on Monday, said Biden has demonstrated multilateralism and as such would promote inclusion. Pope Francis has appointed His Lordship Matthew Kuka, Bishop of the Diocese of Sokoto, as a member of the Dicastery for the Promotion of Human Integral Development. Bishop Kuka joins the Dicastery on the Promotion of Integral Development with a lot of experience in the areas of human rights, justice and reconciliation. He is expected to join other members of the Dicastery drawn from different regions of the world to advise and promote the Pope's concerns on issues of justice and peace, human rights, torture, human trafficking, and other issues related to the promotion of human dignity and development. Catholic Diocese of Sokoto Reverend Father Christopher Omotosho, in a statement, said the appointment was contained in a letter to Bishop Kuka, signed by His Eminence Peter Cardinal Turkson, the prefect of the Dicastery. Before we end the news, here are the headlines again. Federal government to resume school feeding scheme in February. NCCC said 47.8 million NINs collected by mobile operators. Federal Inland Revenue Service met 98% of 2020 revenue target. The second wave of COVID-19 is projected to go up at this time of the year. Please do well to stay safe, maintain physical and social distance, and wear your face mask while going about your daily activities. That's the Signature TV 30 Minutes. On behalf of my producer, Obi Chibueze, I am Damilola Abudu. Thanks for watching.